I was never a big superhero fan, so I'm going to pass on that question. That's all right. Are these real questions, or is this just to get me going?
Fun, yeah.
Sorry, they weren't on my list. I'm Mike Bergman. I'm a faculty member in physics. I'm actually an experimental physicist, though, so I do a lot of things like robotics and electronics, as well as teaching physics 2 and quantum mechanics and courses like that. But I do a lot of things that are more hands-on. So as opposed to our other physicist, Eric Kramer, who does more theoretical physics. I've been here, this will be my 20th year. My first impression was that it was a different sort of place, that it was a place where people were really interested in learning. They're not here just because it's the next thing to do. So the fact that they've made the choice to come here, they're just really interested, and it makes it a lot of fun to teach. Sometimes people wonder, well, what's it like, for having younger students? And my argument is, based on 20 years of observation, is that it's actually not the age that you enter college, but it's just the act of taking on responsibility for your own learning and your own life, and that they change really in that first year, where they just become much more mature, and they're capable of taking care of their work and their lives much more than they did when they entered. The thesis here, not all schools have theses, but we have a year-long project that every student is required to do. So it's really a master's thesis for a lot of students. And a lot of our students, of course, do go to graduate school, so it's good preparation for that. We've had many other students who have gone off and do PhDs. I know one student is he was my first robotics student in that he did his thesis on designing a new type of robotic motion. He got his PhD, and he's now at the Jet Propulsion Lab, and in fact, he's been working on the Mars robotics explorers, so that's been pretty satisfying. We function like a college, not a high school. I don't hold their hand, I don't give out daily homework assignments. I expect them to be able to manage their time on a weekly basis. And at the same time, I'm here if they have problems, of course. There's help available. And we move at a much faster pace than high school does. So, yes, it is true. Students call professors by their first name. In fact, occasionally you get a new student who calls me Mr. Bergman or Dr. Bergman, and it sounds so weird. They quickly learn to call us by their first names, and I think it shows that the relationship that we have is, not the sort of typical professor and student relationship. One other thing that I always find very impressive about the students here is we have a wide range of students, everything from the sort of science geek to the blue-haired, art student and what have you. But they seem to get along great. I'm always impressed with how well all the students get along and how much they help each other. I'm very impressed by that. I think for the right student, it's just a great place to be. Yeah.